Hello and thanks for joining us on Encore. Coming up on today's show, ambition, love and a fair bit of tap dancing. Damien Chazelle's La La Land pays tribute to classic Hollywood musicals. We check it out at its French premiere. Tintin turns up the colour dial. Hergé's first comic, featuring the Belgian boy reporter, is the very last to go from black and white to full colour. And taking a look at makeshift homes from Greece's migrant camps to the jungle in Calais, one photographer has documented the domestic spaces created by migrants across Europe. It's one of the most long-awaited movies of the new year. La La Land is director Damien Chazelle's love letter to the City of Angels. His new big-screen musical comes after the success of Whiplash in 2014. Now Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone star as the young hopefuls trying to make it in Tinseltown. Critics have called it a return to the feel-good film-going of the golden age of Hollywood. France 24's culture editor Louise Dupont was on the red carpet in Paris to meet its stars.
A modern-day musical with Los Angeles as the backdrop and one of the most glamorous couples of the moment. La La Land won big at the last Golden Globes on Saturday, pocketing 7 awards, including Best Actress and Best Actor in a Comedy for Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone.
Je suis là depuis 13 heures, j'attends Ryan Gosling et Emma Stone, Damien Chazelle également, pour la grande première de La La Land.
Emma, ce n'est pas juste une actrice, Emma c'est une attitude, c'est une façon de vivre, c'est la joie, c'est la bonne humeur, c'est l'amitié, c'est de la grâce.
It's pretty strange that we keep running into each other.
Maybe it means something.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think so. You could just write your own roles, you know, write something that's as interesting as you are.
What are you gonna do?
I have my own club.
I've always loved old 50s Hollywood musicals. I thought that was a thing of the past. I would just watch them and obviously never get to make one, so getting to work on something like it was really felt special. And it just goes on from there. As soon as we started working, just the people I worked with, the things that I got to challenge myself with, you know, the sense of the message at the heart of the film of pursuing your dreams despite the obstacles was a nice thing to be involved with.
And though you look so cute in your polyester suit,
it's wool.
You're right, I'd never fall for you at all. And maybe this appeals to someone not in heels, or to any girl who feels there's some chance for romance, but I'm frankly feeling nothing.
Is that so?
Or it could be less than nothing.
Good to know, so you agree.
That's right, what a waste of a lovely night.
Playing this young actress who's trying to make Hollywood dreams come true, how did you relate to her?
Well, in many ways. I moved to LA when I was 15 to start auditioning and hopefully acting, and auditioned pretty steadily for about 3 years before I got my first movie, before I was cast in my first movie. So I definitely knew that experience. I knew dreaming of something and wanting it to come true so badly, but not being sure if I was, losing my mind or not. So yeah, in many ways.
Maybe I'm not good enough.
Yes, you are.
Maybe I'm not.
It's like a pipe dream.
This is the dream. It's conflict and it's compromise. It's very, very exciting.
Qu'est-ce qui vous a inspiré La La Land?
C'était surtout les comédies musicales des années 30, 40, 50 de Hollywood et aussi le cinéma de Jacques Demy. Je suis un grand fan de tout ça. Mais l'idée, c'était de prendre ce cinéma plus ancien mais de trouver une façon d'en faire une histoire, un film moderne, sur la vie moderne, sur la ville, sur les amants, les artistes dans Los Angeles aujourd'hui.
With its boundless energy and vibrant characters, La La Land is the best film to kick off 2017, so make sure you catch it on the big screen from January the 25th.
It was the Belgian boy reporter's very first destination, Tintin in the Land of the Soviets. Published in 1930, the only Tintin comic in black and white has been given the full colour treatment, much to the horror of some purists. It's the first time a Tintin comic has been revised since the death of its creator, Hergé, in 1983. Mariam Saab takes a look.
A black and white debut for the colourful tales of Tintin. In 1929, the intrepid reporter set off on his first adventure, and the comic, as we know it today, was born.
A marking here, eyes, a nose, and small details to add character. It was really just a patch.
Tintin's first edition has now been re-released in colour.
We had a few images of Tintin in colour that Hergé had done. I think it was a pretty skillful job to recreate those colours because they gave the impression of being rediscovered almost. It was this vintage tone, something that had come out of the past, like if Tintin had actually been in the land of the Soviets, like we'd found it at the back of a cupboard somewhere.
Tintin in the Land of Soviets is the only comic strip that Hergé never reissued in colour. 135 pages, 2 years of meticulous colorization. This is the first of 300,000 prints. For purists, it's tarnishing the legacy of the historic series.
Editing the Land of the Soviets in colour is complete heresy. Hergé never wanted to see it happen. He had over 50 years to update the story with colour if he wanted to, and he never did. He even forbade the re-release of the story in black and white for nearly 40 years, seeing it as a sin of his youth.
Commissioned as anti-communist propaganda for children by conservative Belgian newspaper Le 20e siècle, The Land of Soviets follows Tintin on a mission to expose the secrets of Stalin's Bolshevik government. Today, Tintin is considered a classic. Translated into 77 languages, each year 3 million books are sold around the world.
A new photography show here in Paris is taking a more personal look at the refugee crisis. Bruno Fert's documentary series is called Itineraries. It focuses on the domestic spaces that give an insight into how people create a home away from home. Unlike the harrowing and often dehumanizing images of people fleeing on boats or living in camps, Fert shines a light on another more revealing dimension of the migrant experience. The photos are on show at Paris's Point Ephemer cultural space. Melina Ouet and Karim Yayaoui went to check it out.
It's a rare glimpse into life in a migrant camp. The photographs show personal objects which families have kept throughout their journey all the way from their countries to Calais or other camps in Europe. The artist Bruno Fert chose to explore what he calls the migrants' interior journey with pictures of intimate belongings.
I realised that the inside of the places they live can be marvellous, organised, full of colour. It's a total contrast with the images we usually get of figures walking in the mud under the rain. I feel that the inside of our homes show who we are in a way. We exhibit things we like, things that remind us of our past. They show our private selves.
After photographing the objects, Bruno Fert wanted to know the stories behind them. The photographer interviewed the migrants with the cooperation of NGO Doctors Without Borders.
We started by offering Bruno the services of our translators and interpreters. We already knew the people involved because we have been bringing them medical and psychological support. These families have come from many different areas. There are Syrians, Kurds, Afghans and Eritreans.
Doctors Without Borders eventually became one of the exhibit's sponsors. The NGO says it helps understand the migrant crisis, a key moment in history.
They try to rebuild their lives in a new area. But then when they start to feel they belong, the places they've settled into are destroyed, and they have to rebuild their lives from scratch once again. Only this time, it's even harder.
Among those who took part in the exhibit's opening, one has come all the way from Seattle. Deb Arnold is a volunteer who arrived in Europe specifically to help the migrants.
So intimate is where someone is living and sleeping, and the way that they've created the space for themselves. Their humanity is so obvious.
Fert has received an award for his work from the French Beaux-Arts Academy. He's now working on a follow-up exhibit.
We're finishing with a new documentary from India, which rakes over one of the country's most gruesome series of murders. The Karma killing brings in Indian mythology and a comment on class warfare to recount the events of 2005 and 2006, in which dozens of children went missing in a New Delhi suburb. The true crime thriller will make its debut on Netflix, but here's a preview. Remember to check out our website as well. You can also keep up with Encore on our social media channels. There's more news coming up on France 24 after this.
इस घटना ने मेरे पूरे कॉन्सेप्ट को हिला दिया, मेरी पूरी लाइफ को हिला दिया। मैंने ऐसा कुछ सोचा भी नहीं था कि मैं इतने बच्चों को डेड ढूंढ पाऊंगा।
बारी-बारी से हर 15 दिन 20 दिन में एक ना एक बच्चा गायब हो जाता था।
Everything has happened in your house. How come you don't know?
सेंसेशनलाइज होना ही है। एक तो इतने सारे बच्चे